Oh, we're comparing stats. Baby girl doesn't know that I am Tom Brady at this game. Married at 18, divorced at 21. Second marriage, married at 25, divorced at 28. Third engagement, engaged at 29, ended it at 30, but I kept the ring. I'm still keeping Tom Brady on his toes. We should not be afraid to leave these men. We are not stuck with these people. Marriage is not a sanctimonious thing. It is paperwork. It's something, it's a commitment you make to someone. But if you feel like you're not getting anything from that commitment and you're trying, you gotta go. You have to go. I know it's difficult to fill out paperwork and to make appointments and to do all of these things, but this is your fucking life. Do you want to be stuck with someone? Period. Do you want to be stuck with?
Now, you guys tell me all the time, you're single. Why would I take advice from you? You're a pick-me. But you guys will listen to a girl who literally sucks fun dip for a living. This girl has had dudes fucking pitotes in her mouth her whole career, and she's gonna talk about marriage. Why would I listen to somebody who doesn't want marriage and can't even keep a fucking marriage? Make that make sense. I'd rather listen to the women in my family who have been happily married for decades and go to them for advice. I know a lot of y'all don't have that, but I sure do. I can call my sister, I can call people in my family, hey, how you doing? And they're fine. Now, they have issues here and there, but they're not to the point where they're leaving their marriages. I know a lot of women weren't raised to cater to a man, or weren't raised to want marriage, or weren't raised to be mothers. That's fine. I'm not here to judge you based off of that. But don't come over here and tell me I can't give advice because I don't have a man. But it's funny how you'll take advice from women who literally suck it for a living. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You're like the biggest contradiction ever. And another thing, do you think your relationship would ever flourish when you suck fun dip for a living? What man is going to look at you like a main priority and actually care and value you? Now, I know there's some men out here who will date women who used to do stuff like that. But mama, we can Google you and see all of your work. I'd be disgusted. I'd be literally convulsing at my mouth to be with a woman like her. I would not marry a woman like her. Now, people, this is going to get me a lot of hate because she's seen as a role model. I don't know why. It makes me laugh that the women on the face front of everything have to be the grossest women. What are you guys promoting? Promiscuity? What are you promoting? For people to be single? What are you promoting? You know what's something you guys don't pay attention to, and I sure do? I counsel men and women if you don't know that. There's women on these apps that are 35, 45, coming on here crying about how they can't find a man. Do you know the advice you give is probably good for young women now? But to the women, they get older, they get lonely, they get sad because they want a partner. What does this advice do for people? Nothing. I feel like most of the time, a lot of these women project their insecurities, project their bad habits, project their stuff onto other people. I'd rather listen to a woman who's on the fence of men and women. I care for men and women, but I'm sorry, I don't side with stuff like this. I think it's gross. I think it's sad that there's women out here who are going to give advice when you've had not one, but two, but three marriages. And why would I take advice from you? That doesn't make any sense. I would not take advice from somebody who doesn't have anything successful in their life and everything's failed. It's really sad. Now, I'm going to say something, and I understand that it's going to be a little off topic, but it's going to all correlate together. Just Pearly Things made a comment about people staying together in marriage and not being able to like leave the marriage. And everybody went nuts about that, especially women. Like, oh, we're not going to endure abuse. We're not going to endure cheating. Nobody's saying that. But do you not hear the way women talk? Oh, it's a paperwork. It's a piece of paper. It's this, it's that. It's not a paperwork. It's not a piece of paper. You guys do that. It is a freaking life commitment to somebody that you guys cannot hold your end of the bargain. That goes for men and women. I watch men get married and then cheat on these women. I watch women get married, leave, take all their money, and take the kids. You both are in the wrong at this point because you guys are playing with something that's supposed to be beautiful, something that's supposed to be sacred. I am so tired of seeing people paint this narrative that marriage is bad because you guys fucked it all up for everybody else. It's the same thing, like, give you another example. Tinder. Tinder was used as a dating app for people who are introverted, people who don't go out. And then you have all these dumb people going on Tinder, being promiscuous, selling their OF content, ruining for all of other people. You guys ruin everything. Same thing with social media. Social media was to be content creating so that people could meet one another, network. But no, you have people on here in relationships cheating. Yeah, people on here freaking using and abusing their partners. Let's get real here. Let's see the bigger picture. I'm really tired of women like her painting this narrative. Oh, don't get married. It's a scam. Women, why would I listen to you guys? None of you guys are freaking even in happy marriages ever. I don't mind listening to somebody who's single giving advice as long as they're happy. But if you're telling me everything you've done has been a big fail in your life, why would I listen to you, bro? Why would I even want to take advice from you? Mia Khalifa, I think that you should put down all this little stuff that you do and go suck it like you used to, because that's what you're clearly good at. Yo, I can't do it with this girl. I'm sorry. I think that it's really sad that a lot of you guys have ruined the idea of love and marriage, and then you want to sit up in here and bitch and complain about the way stuff turns out. Marriage is a lifelong commitment. If you think that it's going to be happy every single day, it doesn't work that way. You're not going to see eye to eye with your partner. It takes two people to have good discipline to fight for one another. And you know what I've noticed? People get into relationships and then they go half-assed. You need to work for that for the rest of your life, or don't be in it. That person has needs and you have needs. And I'm talking to men and women at this point, not just women. I've seen both failed parts on both ends, and it's so sad. Stop committing to people you are not ready for. Stop going under oath in the church and all that if you're not ready for this. Stop lying to God and saying, I do, if you're going to cheat on each other. I personally don't believe in divorce. I don't. I wasn't raised that way. I'm not going to get married to somebody to take everything they got. I'm not going to marry somebody just to leave because I'm unhappy or it's not working out. Like I said, it's a long life commitment. I suggest women who don't want to get married, keep listening to 304s. Women who want to be promiscuous, use men, be gold diggers, keep listening to these women. Because at the end of the day, most of these women are lonely, single, and unhappy. But like I said, you do what you want with that information. Have a good day. Now, I'm just going to add this little rant part because I'm so tired of these type of women and I'm not done. So I've noticed a pattern, and this is why I don't listen to a lot of women. This woman has had 3 failed marriages. And you know what I've noticed? She's named everything a guy has done, all this stuff. How come you guys never name anything you've done? You're going to tell me out of 3 failed marriages, you never did anything wrong? You were perfect? Come on now, get real. That's why I don't listen to a lot of women. At least when I see some women's content, they'll come up and be fully honest. And then you'll see women like this that are old as hell giving advice when you're not even married. I don't take advice from women I don't see myself being like. I'm not a 304. I'm not going to show my body. I don't believe in selling my cheeks, none of that stuff. So I'm going to listen to women who are wives or women who want to be wives. I'm not going to listen to this stuff to taint my mindset with foolery. And another thing, this is the main reason why men always say promiscuity is bad for women, because you guys will put yourself in the worst type of areas to get degraded by men, correct? And look at how you guys view world, view marriage, view life, negative, disrespect. Like, you guys, look how you talk. It just comes out of your mouth. It's just so gross all the time. I've noticed women with lower body counts or women who haven't been around a lot of men like that, and I mean the bad ones, because I've been around men my whole life, but I don't mess around with every guy I come across. I don't have a mouth like this. I'm not tainted by dudes like the way you are. I've healed. I've been in relationships. I've been happy. I'm not understand where you guys get this mentality from. It's so sickening. And you guys want to sit here and say, date around, date men, do this, do that. Stop giving young women advice, especially when your life and your outcome has turned out like this. Like I said in the beginning of this whole rant, there's ladies on here that are 45, 40 and all that crying on these apps saying, how come nobody's going to date me, that they're old and lonely. You guys haven't even hit that yet. Right now it's fun because you're single, young, and in your prime. Wait till you're not anymore. Stop practicing and preaching this stuff to women saying it's great to be alone, because at the end, it isn't, you guys. Everybody wants somebody. Everybody wants to be in love at some point. I hate people painting this narrative that all men are crap and don't get married and all this. You guys are pulling people away from what we're supposed to be doing as human beings. We're put on this earth to love one another. We're put on this earth to have children, to love, to do all this stuff, and you guys are ruining it with your promiscuity and all your disgusting ways. Stop. Ya. Me hartas, ¿me entiendes? Tu pinche pendejas. Go suck a pee-pee already.